All right, welcome everyone. Today we're going to be doing a sound comparison of the factory boost exhaust versus a RPM chambered titanium muffler. So let's get into it. Okay, so here is today's test mule. It's a basically brand new 3-ish mile 2024 Polaris Boost RMK Pro 155. It's worth noting that I did a really similar video on the cheaper of RPM's muffler options last year. That was the flow-through stainless style. Ended up really enjoying that muffler. The sound profile was great. I did install the quiet core. That was a $25-ish option. You were able to install it and remove it with the muffler still on the sled. So for the money, I think that's a great option for you to have in your back pocket if you want to change your sound profile a little bit. And it is worth noting that the titanium muffler that I'll be putting on today does already have that quiet core installed. Okay, I just want to take a quick look at the muffler before we install it. So really similar to the non-chambered stainless version that I ran last year. The weld quality seems to be really nice. The build quality is good, especially for the price point that you're paying. And I know that welding titanium is difficult, so they must have something figured out. You can see below the flange there that there's one single bolt. That is what's mounting your quiet core inside of the muffler. So on the stainless version above the flange, it's a little bit of a straighter section than this one. So you're actually able to put that bolt on inside of the side panel and remove it as well. And I'm assuming that this one is going to allow you to service that quiet core below the flange underneath the sled. So just taking a look at what that quiet core is. This is essentially all it is just a cone piece, just the one mounting bolt, as I said. This is a super cheap option for you to buy, and it can really quiet it up. And like I said, if you don't want to run it, pop it out. If you do want to run it for a day, pop it in. It's a really nice option, but I'm going to go ahead and get this thing installed. Like I had mentioned in last year's video, it's a little bit more involved to throw these mufflers on than it is on the NA sleds, of course. You got to have a spring tool. You do not have to take that sensor out of the air intake box. You can simply remove the push darts. And I will also try and get a weight on this factory muffler versus the RPM muffler. I'm going to give you a really quick rundown on how to remove your factory muffler. So probably the most difficult part of it is being able to lift your muffler up high enough to get it off of that mounting post. So to do that, you're going to have to remove a few items from the turbo to give this enough compliance to lift it up out of the way. You don't have to touch any oil or cooling lines, but you will have to remove the 4 springs, 2 from that side, 2 on the other side, that are pipe to turbo. You're going to remove your wastegate pipe. So there's 2 springs on this end and a V-band clamp on the other end. There's a spring a little more difficult on the back side that connects to this chassis member. You're going to have a long reach spring tool for that. You're going to remove your intake. So all you need to do there is loosen that worm gear clamp on the turbo end and remove those 2 push darts. You do not have to touch that sensor. You will be reusing the bushing that goes on the frame here. You'll be reusing the bushing on that post. And then on the wastegate, you will be reusing this piece. Will just slide right onto here. I've got an 11-pound Amazon scale here. So I did put the factory muffler on there, and that was way too heavy for it. It aired out almost straight away. I did want to get a weight on the RPM muffler, and again, this is with the quiet core installed. I put the lock and ride piece on there just because I needed to balance the muffler. I did put that piece on there and then zero the scale, so what you're seeing is the true muffler weight, and we can see it is at 4.85 pounds. Nice and light. You can obviously feel it when you're lifting both of them. It should help this sled get on edge for sure. So this is what the sled sounds like with the complete stock exhaust on it. What I'll do is I'll let you listen to it for a few seconds without me talking. I'll go up and give it a few revs, and then I will take a sound clip with the decibel meter on my phone I'll do a 30-second clip, and I'll try to do as close to the SAE guidelines as I can, so half a meter away at a 45-degree angle. So I'll let you listen to it now. Well, despite it being January 6th, we don't have a lot of snow here in Wisconsin. I know it's slow in a lot of places this year. We just got about a half an inch of snow last night. But I want you to get an idea of what this stock muffler and what the RPM chambered muffler sounds like under some amount of load in different RPM. So what I'll do is I'll take it down this hill at a really light RPM, light throttle, just kind of enough to coast down there. And then I'll give it some more throttle coming up the hill so you can hear what it sounds like at a higher RPM. Okay, so this is the sled with the chambered RPM muffler installed with the quiet core. So I'll do the same as the stock muffler. I'll stop talking, let you listen to it as it is sitting here, and then I'll go over and give it some revs. And I'll do a back-to-back comparison and do the same sound measure. Now I'll do the same driving test that I did before, but with the RPM muffler installed.